Hello y'all, the hubby is down tilling me up a spot to put the rest of my onions, so I'm just going to go down there and check out the progress and see if he needs any help. This is the bed that was just cultivated using this little hand cultivator. I kind of want to take you on a tour of all the stone that was harvested as this was dug out. That's all stone, stone, stone. Random pieces here and here, and then this big pile. We are going to use that compost that we took out of the compost bin near my house a few videos ago. We're going to reform these beds with the wood like he's doing now, and then we're going to bring that compost, sprinkle it on top, and this is where the rest of my onions will go. I used to have gladiolas planted here, and these were the gladiolas that were still in the ground whenever this was dug up. We're just going to put them in this little silver planter that's on the side of the bed for this season. Let them come up here, and then eventually they'll have to be moved because they'll crowd out this space. But I don't really have another space prepared for him yet, so that's the plan.
I got patchouli in my pockets, wool socks in my shoes. Rolling down the back road singing Grateful Dead tunes. I played checkers with an old fella at a roadside stand. He said, son, you might stay lost if you don't have a plan.
Alright, now all those bulbs are in there. I'll just bring some soil back to cover these up. And then whenever I bring that compost down, I'll bring soil for this and cover those. And then that will be planted. And they are crowded in there, but like I said, this is just going to be for a season or two, and these will get moved to a more permanent location whenever I have time to make a more permanent location for them. I have this bed right here. It's next to the one we just got finished, and it's very weedy. There are a couple of things planted in here, like I've got a couple of hollyhocks in here, so I can't just go through and cultivate it the same way. Holy crap, look at that bug. Oh, it's so green. I don't know if I can get it on camera. Do you see it? Oh, it flew. Nope, there it is. There it is. My camera only goes so far. Yep. Well, he was there. Anyways, I have this bed before I got distracted by bugs. And I've got hollyhocks in here, so I can't hand cultivate it. I think we went over that. But then I have these plants that are kind of variegated. I've got two of them. And I know I planted a bunch of stuff in here last year, but I can't quite remember what. So I don't know what they are. They don't look familiar to me. They look familiar, just not in a way that I know what it is. Like, I feel like I should know what this plant is, and I can't place it. And here's the other one. I don't know. Do any of y'all out there know what it is? Either way, I'm going to let it grow. So we have this pile of compost that we're going to move down to the onion bed. This compost bin here was by my house, but it was too far under my eaves, and it wasn't getting any rain. So to move it, we had to get all the compost out, and we're going to utilize this compost, and once we have the compost moved, we're going to move the compost bin right back in the same area, but pulled forward about 8 or 12 inches. Right now what we're going to do is just load this up in a wheelbarrow and then take it to the onion patch.
They call me a drifter, a twist in the grain, but I follow where the fireflies whisper my name. I got one hand thumbing, one hand open wide, West Virginia wind hitching me a ride. I've seen holler sing a love song, rivers carve a rhyme.
First thing I'm going to do is probably top off that little bed that I put my gladiolas in, and then I will put compost on the onion bed, and then we'll plant onions.
Meals for the stories that I gather over time. You can call it strange, you can call it fate, but I call it home, and it sure feels great. Stopped off at a diner where the jukebox still plays. Met a girl named June who made me question my ways. She had a tattoo of Orion in a steelworker's hands. Said, you ain't gotta roam just to take a stand. They say you can't be both grounded and free, but I met a stargazer sitting in a booth next to me. I got one hand in my pocket, one hand by my side. West Virginia trooper offered me a ride. I've heard farmers sing a love song, woodworkers bust a rhyme, traded weed for the storm.
So what we've got going on here is from here all the way to here are the sweet Spanish Utah jumbo onions, and then from that tag all the way to the top are the Alsa Craig onions. It's going to rain tomorrow, so I'm so glad that I got these done before the rain hits. That way the rain can come water these in for me really well, and plus it'll give them a chance to spread their roots because they've been needing out of those cell packs for a while now. Keeping in line with the onion theme, it's bright out here, sorry. Keeping in line with the onion theme, I'm going to go up to my top garden and mulch around some of the little baby onions I planted up there. I will show you which garden it is. But first I need to go get this wagon and see if I can use it to pull some of my mulch up the hillside because the bags are very heavy. When I planted my onions, we cultivated the soil and turned it up, and in the process it got mixed with the compost layer on top, and now the ratio is mostly clay. As we have dry days, that soil will harden since it's been incorporated with the clay, so I want to put mulch on it. I got this Stay Green garden soil because it was on sale, and I can feel through the bag and feel that it has some woody pieces in it. I have used Stay Green before for growing during the pandemic year, and it was unfinished, so I wouldn't personally use it to grow in. However, it's perfect for mulch, so that's what I'm going to use it for. I'm going to use it to mulch around the plants I've already got planted, and I need to get these bags up to my top garden, so I'm going to try to do that now. Alright, I have them in this wagon. Hopefully that enables me to pull them to the top easier. I'm unable to pull this wagon and film the walk up to the top at the same time, so I will just meet you up there. This is the onion bed I'm talking about, the one up here at my top by my compost bin. And as you can see, there are onions in there, but this ground is already getting hard on top. The soil, despite looking so hard, is fluffier than it has been in recent years. So by putting this garden soil on top as a mulch, it'll help this soil that's not quite as good stay moist, and it'll also lessen the need to water up here because unless there's a rare circumstance, I really don't water anything once I get it planted. And also this garden soil has fertilizer in it, so that should help as well. I'm going to go through and just mulch these so that way this bed is done, and after I do that, my onion planting is done for the season. I did some of it on time and the rest of it pretty late.
I gather over time. You can call it strange, you can call it fate, but I call it life, and it sure feels great. I thought I needed. Some faraway land, chased mirages in the desert, left my footprints in the sand. But every road kept bending like the curves of a stream, till I found out I've been bringing myself back to me. Now I got both hands holding on, both feet planted strong.
Here's what this looks like all finished. There's a little bit of soil left in that bag, so I'm going to leave it up here in case I need to use it. But I do want to show you, this soil does have a lot more wood chips than I would like for it to have, just if I were going to plant seeds in it or something, or use it in pots. But I do find it to be perfect for using it how I'm using it, as a mulch. It looks like I got through with this just in time because it's starting to sprinkle. I am going to go down to this bed in front of my house and try to pop in a few more plants before the rain really starts pouring. So I will meet you down there real quick. It's this bed here that I have my roses and my mini roses in. I took my English daisies and kind of spread them to where, you know, it'll line this whole border. But kind of around these, I have some black violas that I want to plant. These are called Bowles Black, and as you can see, one of them's starting to get a little flower. I have at least one of them that died on me. These are kind of dry, and I didn't realize it because I've been watering them every day. But they're probably root bound enough that they're just not able to hold moisture. It's going to be coming down hard soon, so let me try to get these in real quick.
Virginia sky still carrying my song. I've seen horses run headlong, heard woodpeckers tap in time, traded the road for the wisdom I've been searching to find. You can call it strange, you can call it fate, but I call it my world, and it sure feels great.
I kind of dotted around these English daisies because I think that the dark color of the violas will look really, really pretty against the white. It looks like I have about 5 of those left, so I'm going to plant them on the other side across from these. I think I'm going to just kind of plant the other 5 in a little cluster at the front of this bed.
So if you're ever out this way with a story to trade, I'll be sitting by the fire, pouring bourbon in the shade.
Okay, I'm glad I was able to get that done before the rain hit. Now the rain can come along and water in all the things we did yesterday and all the things I just planted. And that's honestly my favorite way to plant. Just plant them right before rain or right as it's starting to rain. And then you don't have to water afterwards. I need to go shut my greenhouse door because it's better to have the door shut if there are strong winds. And they are predicting strong winds, so I'm going to go ahead and shut that off. Or I'm going to go ahead and shut the doors on that. And if for some reason the sun decides to come back out, I'll just run out here and reopen them. But in the meantime, I don't want it to get stuck in a strong gust of wind and do something bad. All right, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I truly appreciate it. Bye.